Don't chew on that, Max.
Cooper loves that chew too.
Oh, now he's into Cooper's food. Wow, he is loving it. What do you feed Cooper?
Blue Buffalo Life Protection Formula. He never leaves a crumb. I love it because it's made with high-quality protein, nutrient-rich fruits and veggies, and wholesome whole grains.
Looks like we're switching to Blue.
Blue Buffalo foods are made with the superior ingredients your dog needs to thrive. Can your dog food say that? Visit feedbluefood.com to learn more.
TaxAct knows every small business owner has different tax filing needs. With TaxAct, you can file yourself with the help of an expert, or TaxAct can do it all for you. You're the boss, the head honcho, the top banana. And TaxAct is like your loyal, trusty tax aide, ready to pounce on any tax needs you might have. TaxAct is dying to pounce on some small business tax needs. TaxAct. Let's get them over with.
Ladies and gentlemen, Golfweek Amateur Tour proudly presents Golfweek Amateur Tour, the podcast, talking about all things Golfweek Amateur Tour, including interviews with tour directors, players, and course professionals. Now here are your hosts, Tim Newman and El Paso Las Cruces Tour Director, Chris Rocha.
Welcome back, Chris, and welcome to the East Coast in the spring, man. You enjoying it?
Yeah, it's a little bit colder than normal, but it's been fun, dude. Today we played and you could hear this loud like roar getting closer and closer and closer, and we didn't know what it was. And then we turned behind us and there was just a monsoon of rain and wind. It was insane. I wish I recorded it. Something we've never seen ever. But luckily we only had 2 holes left, so we called it a day and drove back soaking wet.
How about that? So, if those people that are listening, Chris is in Myrtle Beach and I'm in Hilton Head, and as the crow flies, it's not too far, but it's about a I'd say probably 3.5 to 4 hour drive, and we had really good weather here. Except for when I drove over to the office tonight to do this interview, the ground was wet, and I asked Janice, "Did it rain today?" And she said, "Yeah, it must have, because where we are, it's fine, nothing." And I'm only 7 miles from my office, so
Right.
you got to come a little bit further south.
I'll be there in October.
All right. So we'll talk about your trip here in a little bit. What you? I'm going to give you a little bit of latitude here.
Okay.
And why don't you talk
All
about
right.
our first guest?
All right. So as we were juggling to find the guest with the travels and everything, I forgot to mention, I'll just throw myself in. I forgot to mention that one of my members got a hole-in-one. And you know how, as the people that listen to us all the time, they know we're going to hell for a lot of things because we also forgot your birthday, which is what the day we were talking about all of this. So happy belated birthday.
The world moves fast. Your workday, even faster. Pitching products, drafting reports, analyzing data. Microsoft 365 Copilot is your AI assistant for work. Built into Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and other Microsoft 365 apps you use. Helping you quickly write, analyze, create, and summarize. So you can cut through clutter and clear a path to your best work. Learn more at Microsoft.com/M365 Copilot.
Thank you, my friend.
But we figured it'd be a great time to bring this guest on. I do bring a lot of El Paso people on this podcast, it seems, but I do get to because I'm a little biased with the best tour in the country. So let's bring him in. And you have to remember how to do that, all right? Push the buttons.
Yeah,
but
I got that. I figured that out. I've been practicing the last couple of days. But Ty, welcome to the show, bud.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
As we talk, hold on, Chris. Yeah, hold on now. You had your opportunity. As we talked about, before we started recording here, Chris was keeping this a secret, and I apologize for that. Anytime somebody gets a hole in one, I think it's a big deal, even though it's on the El Paso Tour. I think it's a big deal. So congratulations. And I think you all, when Chris gets back at your next tournament, I think you all need to have a sit down with him and figure out what's really going on.
Me and Ty always sit down. We have a drink at every event. And we'll be at his home course in a month from now. So, for a 2-day event. So we'll see. It might be Myrtle Beach Part 2. If I know how that's going to end up.
Yeah, me too.
But Ty, hole in one, that was your third, right?
That was my third, yes.
And walk us through it. You're almost done with your round. I personally don't remember hearing a scream or a yell or anything, and I'm usually right behind the champ fighters anyways. But walk us through it at a good old Rio Mimbres golf course in Deming, New Mexico, that probably no one even knows it's there.
Nobody knows it's there. No, Rio Mimbres, I love the course. I think we've joked a lot of the times and said that it's probably the easiest, toughest course, or the toughest, easiest course you'll play, because it lays out and it looks so easy. And then you get to play in it, and it's not even remotely easy. To me, they have some of the toughest par threes. I've never scored well there collectively. They're long, even though it's a short course. They're long par threes from the tips. Hole 16 is definitely one of the toughest par threes I've ever played. I wasn't having a great day. I wasn't having a bad day. A lot of pars. I think I made one birdie on 6, and just a couple of bad holes. So we step up to 16, wind's blowing in the face. I think we ranged it at about 190 yards. So, and the greens weren't really that receptive. I don't know if you remember that, Chris, but the greens, for me, I don't know if the wind was taking the spin off the ball, but you could hit the highest shot in there, and they were just taking real big bounces and not holding it all. So my thoughts were just to, at 190 yards, 200-yard club for me is about a 6-iron. Just going to try to throw a 6-iron in there and hit the front of the green and have a real good look for birdie. And then that was kind of my plan all day. And 2 of the guys that I was playing with, I think they had hit. And so I did. I striped a 6-iron right at the pin. And I mean, I didn't think anything about it except for that I was going to have a good look at birdie. And me and Ryan Kimbrell were just talking about how the older we get, we're having a hard time seeing the ball, or especially seeing the ball down. Just eyes aren't as good as they used to be. And so I knew it was right at the pin. I saw it take a big hop, and I quit looking at that point. And Ryan starts jumping up and down, and he's like, I don't want to say anything. He goes, but I saw the ball disappear. So the other younger kid we were playing with, Uriah, his dad had been following us along the entire round. So, and in a lot of the holes, he would just go ahead and go to the green. And all of a sudden, when Ryan said that, we kind of looked up at the green, and he's got his hands up in the air. So I'm like, okay, we can celebrate now. That was, I like I said, just didn't expect it. But I mean, I was hitting the ball pretty good, hitting some pretty good shots, but I don't think you ever expect a hole in one. You always expect a nice little close birdie putt. But
yeah.
Well, that's and go, Chris.
No, I was gonna say, Ty, and then tell them what they told you on 17 tee box.
So I teed up at, like I said, so I've made, this was my third one. The first one, I don't even know. I mean, it went in and won. I don't know that you counted. It was a bladed gap wedge off the tee that you get to watch go in. And the second one was just kind of the pit, the green was a little elevated, so we could see the bounce, but there was no way to see the ball go in the hole. Both of those balls, I played the next hole. I didn't know that you weren't supposed to play a ball, so I teed up my hole in one ball, and Ryan stopped me and he says, "That's not the ball that you just hole in one with, is it?" I says, "Yeah." He says, "You better put that in your pocket. You're not going to have any luck." And I would have I finished out bogey after the hole in one, so I would have hated to see what kind of bad luck the playing with the hole in one ball would have brought me.
Oh my God. Yeah. That hole in one ball goes in the pocket, and then stays at home from there on out. But I just added up your score. Even with that hole in one, you were only +1 on the par threes.
Yeah,
So-
I had a pretty good day that day. I was hitting my irons really well. It wasn't a bad day collectively. It was just the bad holes were bad, and it was just tough to make birdies out there. And if you can't, I mean, I think even the winner, it's his home course, and he was 3 under. So I mean, birdies were hard to come by. The wind was, and when the wind gets to going in Deming, it makes it that much tougher.
Mhm.
So that's a course you guys play on a regular basis.
We do. We live about an hour and 15 minutes away from Deming. We're real good friends with the guy who runs the place. So, and then we've got a lot of buddies that live over there in Deming. So it's not our home course, but it's my home course now. I've got my gym through there.
Okay.
But we play it quite a bit. Yeah, we try to get over there for all the tournaments that they have.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So when were your other 2 home ones? Were they recent, or were they been spread out?
So probably the first one happened in, I'm going to say it was like 2018. And that was in Rio at the links course. Chris knows the hole I'm talking about. It's hole 8. It's just a little short, 130-yard par 3 over water. And again, same thing. The wind was blowing, and it was probably the worst shot you've ever seen. Just a bladed gap wedge that hit the front of the green, and we got to watch roll all the way to the back and in the hole. And again, luckily on that one, it was me and a buddy of mine and his son, and we counted maybe 4 or 5 other people on the course. So that hole in one didn't cost me a lot in drinks. The second one was at my home course, Turtleback Mountain Resort. And it was on hole 11, which is a longer par 3. And I think, again, it was just it was a pretty calm day, maybe a 7-iron up in there. But like I said, we never saw it go in. When we got up to the green and I didn't see my ball, we all kind of started to panic a little bit, because it was a great shot. And one of the guys that had played with us, he walked by the hole and said it was in there. And again, maybe we got back after our round to the bar, and there was 4 other people in the bar. So another cheap round for the hole in one. I didn't get away with it on this third one, because this third one, there was a packed house. And I definitely paid for the other 2 on this third one.
That's awesome. Well, and even with that bladed gap wedge, I don't care how it happens, it happens. So
Right.
you know,
Yeah, no, I counted.
really matter.
That first one I had texted everybody, got a hole in one, and we were in Rio where they have a couple of little mini golf courses. And of course, my brother responded with, what mini golf course are you playing that you got your hole in one? So he's rough on me.
He's a good golfer too.
Does he play on tour with you?
Yes. Yeah. He played, I think, at our first event in Sonoma, and then also this one at Rio Mimbres. And he's working back in North Dakota now. So it just kind of hit or miss which ones he can play. But yeah, he's a good golfer. He plays on the tour. I've joked in the past, which not really a joke, that when me and him play heads up, I only get to beat him about 2 or 3 times out of 10. He usually beats me and takes my money.
Yeah, but see, I beat him at a practice round. Just saying.
You beat
Yeah.
him.
His brother.
How many strokes did he give you?
We don't talk about that. Anyways, so hi. So a lot of people don't know this, but I go through at the end of the year and I add everybody's stats. I'm pretty sure there's an easier way I can contact national office, but I like to do it on my own. So you've been on tour for 4 years. Okay.
Yes, sir.
How many birdies do you think you have?
Oh, well, that's going to be a tough one to figure out. Just 4 years? Let's say 40. Let's say 10 a year. Yeah.
55.
55?
Mhm.
Better than I thought.
How many eagles do you think you got?
Oh, let's see. With this one, I had an eagle in Ruidoso. Oh, I don't. It's probably too high, but 5.
Kraft Mac and Cheese is better than 90s hip hop. We'll remind you of your childhood without making you feel incredibly old. Kraft Mac and Cheese, best thing ever.
That's not bad. 4.
4. Okay.
And you played 31 events with winning the flight championship 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But the number that I want to see higher on you, sir, is wins. You have 5 single-day wins and no major wins.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's going on?
It's that second day. I'm getting older. It's a little tougher to put 2 good rounds together. I think the closest that I'd ever been, I think, was our Ruidoso major. I thought I put together a great round. Matter of fact, there was an eagle there on the backside, and I think I shot 69 that first day at the links. And coming into the clubhouse, I figured I was sitting in first. And again, the guy we were just talking about, Ryan Kimbrell, I think he had posted a 67 or a 68 that day. And then that guy's a very consistent golfer. It's nothing for him to put up 2 rounds that are very close to par, right back to back. And then of course we play Rainmaker that second day, which that's just a course that it ate me up the first time that we played there. You've got to know all your lines or else you're going to shoot very high. So that second day when I shot in the 70s, I was pretty happy with that.
Tim's heard about Rainmakers, or Painmakers as we call it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So Ty, let me ask you a question that I'd like to ask all of our Channel Flight players when they come in, and it's really kind of geared to helping the higher handicaps. What's your mentality as you go into a round? How you're going to attack any given course?
Oh, so I mean, I guess if it's a course that I don't know, I mean, you're really kind of shooting from the hip once you get onto the first tee and looking for the safe. But I've learned over the years that course management is a huge thing. And I think that's where you get your high handicappers. I was reading a funny thing. I don't know how true it is. I saw it on Facebook, but it was talking about
True. If you saw it on Facebook, it was true. It was had to be
guaranteed. It was talking about like a 5 handicapper compared to a 15 handicapper, and they were going through their rounds and talking about pars, birdies, and the 15 handicapper had, I think he had 1 more par and 1 less birdie, I think, maybe than the 5 handicapper. But it got to those blow up holes, and you saw the 5 handicapper who just had, we had 5 or 6 bogeys here and there, and that 15 handicapper had a couple of doubles here and a triple here and then a quad there. So I mean, I would say that the biggest thing is course management. Where can you miss your shot and still be safe? Where can you still pull a par or a bogey from? And because too many bogeys will hurt you, but a bogey here and there, pars definitely don't hurt you. It's the doubles and the triples. It's the out of bounds. It's the hazards. Those are the big ones. So if you can train yourself to stay away from that trouble, which I still have it. I mean, there's many times when you're a little too far out for your 3-wood, and that thought goes through my mind, at least, that layups are for basketball. So you just crank on that 3-wood as hard as you can. That's a hard thing to get over, I think, just as everybody's been on the green in 2 on a par 5, and it's a great feeling. It's a great feeling to have an eagle putt, even if it's all the way across the green. So it's really just training your brain to play for the safe shot, and still be able to score. I think.
That's such good advice, and maybe not surprising. That's what almost everybody says.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I coincidentally, like we were talking about, I learned more about course management from my little brother playing. Me and my buddies, we would talk after we would play, and I would see days where Thump would just not. He wasn't putting together a great round, because I mean, this guy would go. He could go to work for 6 weeks and not touch a golf club, and then come back at our home course, which is relatively tough, and shoot a 67. He has that kind of golf in him. without even being able to stay practiced up. But even on his rounds where he's struggling a little bit, he's shooting 72 or 73, 75 at the most. And you watch him, he doesn't have a lot of errant shots that he can't play. He doesn't ever, if he goes for a par 5 and 2 and there's trouble, he's away from the trouble. He has that. So I've learned more about course management from him, and that's helped me get my scores down, just trying to emulate what he does on the golf course.
And let me, just for those listening, I'm actually looking at the live score leaderboard for that event that you all just played. Okay.
Okay.
And as I'm looking at the champ flight, only 2 triple bogeys out of the whole flight.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
I think I was one of them.
No, is Grant your brother?
Grant is my brother. Yeah.
Okay, so he had one. Ryan Kimber had one.
I do remember that. Okay. Yeah.
You had a double.
I think Grant had it on your hole-in-one hole.
On 16.
No, he had it on hole. So Ryan was on hole 8 and Grant was on hole 9.
Okay.
And,
yeah.
And so now I moved down to the A flight and we got a bunch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10, right? And it just goes up from there. And I think that's really like what you said, staying out of that trouble, staying out of, and again, as you get to be a better golfer, you can recover a lot better, but it also it's being in a position to be able to recover better as well.
Yes. Yeah,
So
definitely. Well, and I think another thing, hero shots, there's everybody wants to pull off the hero shot. They're called hero shots for a reason. Very seldom do they get pulled off. I think that you have, you've got guys that in the champ flight, it's probably a mix of guys who can pull off those shots a little bit better. Not everybody can hit a 270-yard 3-wood over water, but the champ flight guys that will try will end up missing where that ball is still dry. Or, drivers off the deck, any kind of shots like that. So it's knowing your limitations. And that's a big thing too. Like I said, and I struggle with it. I don't hit the ball as far as I do than I did 10 years ago. So you've got to, it's limiting those hero shots that get you into trouble. You save the hero shots to where you have a wide open course and there's pretty much no way that you can get into trouble. And if you do, it's, you can still recover. But yeah, I think the blow up holes are the big thing. We've got another guy who plays on the tour, one of my good friends, Roy Littleton. He started out playing during COVID, and I think he was somewhere around a 20 handicap. And he slowly worked his handicap to about a 9, I believe, Chris. Is that what his handicap is? Yeah. I always joke that, and I put him on every scramble team that we get a chance to. And we know a lot of scratch golfers that are, 5 and down. And Roy's always asking, he's like, well, with all these scratch golfers, why am I a 9 handicap on the scramble team? I says, because you're the only 9 that I know who plays like a 4. I says, if it wasn't for your blow up holes, you wouldn't be a 9. And that's just, and he's been fixing that, but it's his blow up holes that keep him at a 9 handicap. If it weren't for the blow up holes, he'd be a 4 easy.
Wait a minute. I take offense to that. You said he's the only one.
The only one?
He said he's the only one. I don't think we played together recently.
You want me to stretch it to a 4? I'll extend that. I mean, you did forget about my hole-in-one, so a little payback.
There you go. There you go. I'm up to watch it.
Well, as we wrap up, Ty, real quick, because I was when Tim was scolding me about not telling him about the hole-in-one, I said that we got to get him on. He's cowboy through and through. And Tim says, I'm a cowboy. I have cowboy boots and a cowboy hat and this and that. I go, no. He's got a belt buckle. And he goes, I have a belt buckle. And I said, no, Jen, Ty, explain.
Hold on now.
Jen said you have a belt buckle. His wife's saying he has a belt buckle.
I never claimed that.
So tell everybody, because I see you, Drake, your brother, whenever we're hanging out, I tell my wife I'm hanging out with the Cowboys. So tell him what kind of belt buckle you rock every time.
Well, so before the kids came along, we team roped pretty heavy. Me and Roy, my little brother, he did a little team roping. So and matter of fact, Roy was where I'm in the champ flight and Roy's in the B flight in golf. It would be reversed in the roping arena. Roy was in the champ flight, I was in the B flight. If that was to go hand in hand. But yeah, we did a lot of team roping. Before that, I would say probably out of high school, I started day working for a lot of ranches. My uncles, they're heavily involved in the racehorse world in New Mexico. So they were trainers and racing secretaries on the track. So I worked at the tracks for a long time. My dad's always had, we've always had horses. We've always had cattle. So kind of grew up that way a little bit and wanted to be a cowboy for the rest of my life until I realized that it really doesn't pay that much and it doesn't leave a lot of time for golf. So shifted into some craze, but we still have horses. We're going to get back into team roping now that the kids are starting to get a little older. Makes it a little easier. But like I said, for the longest time, when the kids were small, the easiest thing to do was just stick them in a golf cart and go play golf and then, let them play out on the grass. So
every sip of Coca-Cola brings you closer to the excitement of the FIFA World Cup 26. Because nothing compares to the joy. So grab a Coke and drink in the FIFA World Cup 26. No purchase necessary. 13 plus in 50 U.S. states and D.C. with a web-enabled device. Ends March 1st with 8 entry periods. Rules at cokeurl.com/soccer rules.
So we once the kids came along, we really started playing a lot of golf. Actually, between COVID and the kids, a lot of golf got played.
That's awesome. Yeah. Chris, make sure you get a picture of that belt buckle so I can show Jen what a real belt buckle actually looks like.
I will.
So,
I mean, he can send me a picture too.
Just so she doesn't make a mistake again.
We're cutting the middleman out, Tim. We're cutting the middleman out. I've got your number. I'm just going to start sending stuff to you. You let me know when your birthday is. It won't ever be forgotten again. Chris just dropped the ball too many times.
I appreciate that. And yeah, Chris and I can have a conversation here in a little bit. So we'll try and get him straight. Well, Ty, thanks so much for spending some time with us. Congratulations on the hole-in-one, and hopefully we'll see you here real soon.
Yeah, thank you, and thank you for having me on.
Let's take a break from the show to hear about Strixon's ZX Mark II irons.
A great iron set needs more than good looks. It's got to be fast and got to be pure. But good looks never hurt either. The all-new ZX Mark II irons from Strixon.
Tim, I told you he's a true cowboy, and when you see that belt buckle, show Jen that I wasn't joking.
Well, I've seen. Obviously, you see pictures of them, but you never see. I mean, the real ones, right? I mean, you see them online, but when you see a real one and really how big it is and what it's all about, I think she'll understand the difference between those belt buckles and
the one you have.
The ones I have, yes, exactly. So, anyway, it is what it is. But yeah, I love, number one, that he got the hole-in-one and had no idea.
Yeah,
he just keeps playing with the same ball. How funny is that?
Yeah, I mean, when they told me that, I wasn't surprised. But I mean, he played that ball until he either lost it or all the dimples came off. I mean, that's just the way it is. But it was cool. It was a cool atmosphere. I think he texted a lot of us in a group, that he made it, and then I can't remember hearing a cheer or a scream or anything. It was the quietest hole-in-one I've ever heard. I'm glad I don't do a hole-in-one pot because, man, that would have been gone in a heartbeat. Might have helped him out at the bar.
Exactly. That's what probably what he needed. But congratulations to Ty. Again, anytime, at least from my perspective, anytime somebody gets a hole in one, I think it's one of the best things in the world. Except for that one. Remember that one guy from a couple years ago who had like 7 in the year?
Right.
He
doesn't share.
Kept getting them. Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't share.
But that's great.
We almost saw one, me and Billy out here while we were playing. He hit a nice draw into one, and it rolled right past the flag.
No.
And then I hit one, and mine rolled right past the flag. And I was recording all the par 3s except for that par 3. I forgot to record. I was like, if this thing went in, I would have been so mad.
Well, we'll talk about you and Billy here in a second. Let's go ahead and a couple weeks ago here in Hilton Head, we had the first senior regional of the year. So I was there to interview people. Lots of great winners. Oh boy, let me tell you, Michael Anderson. We sat down for our annual it seems like every tournament that he's at that I'm at, he seems to win. So yeah, this is such a good guy. One of my
making it a habit.
Maybe he just wants me to follow him around. I don't know. But we had David Yee, who plays on the Augusta Senior Tour. Was one of my guys from Atlanta. Won. So it's good to see the senior players and getting to interview them, because we don't do very many interviews with them over the course of a year. So it's good to be able to be there. So let's go ahead and hear what they got to say. Welcome to the Plantation Club, home of American Dunes and Heron Point Golf Club and the Senior Icebreaker. I got to tell you, every year for Senior Icebreaker, it's freezing cold, except for this year where I'm actually sitting outside interviewing winners, and we have our first winner today from Champ Flight in Central Carolina, Eli Villanueva. Eli, congratulations, bud.
Thanks, sir. Thank you.
Wow. I would say weekend, but Senior Icebreaker, we play Friday and Saturday, so we'll still call it the weekend. Rough day yesterday. You shot 81. What happened?
I think course knowledge would have been save a few strokes. I found some of those holes, but I had a couple of bad holes because I just didn't know what was behind, or just didn't know the hole.
Right.
And didn't make putts like I did today. So that's golf.
Well, you played American Dunes yesterday, and to me, American Dunes is probably the toughest, one, if not the toughest, one of the toughest courses here on the island.
I believe so. To me, it was way tougher than this course. This course today was basically in front of you. Yesterday, you had to know. You actually had to look at some yardage book or app or whatever to see the layout of the hole.
Yeah.
So the greens were faster yesterday, I believe, by a little bit, and I think it was harder putting yesterday than today.
Okay. So you were 7 strokes back coming into today. What were you thinking today? Because especially in Champ Flight, you're 7 strokes back. It's you got to play your best, but I guess maybe expectations aren't as high as maybe they are going into the first day.
Yeah, and I was tied for 10th, 7 off the lead yesterday, and I was looking at I was how many holes I was behind, strokes I was behind the 4th place, and I was like 2 shots behind the 4th place. So I was like, my goal yesterday was to get inside the top 4.
Okay.
For today, and I just I played decent, and I got inside the top 4, and actually got in the playoff here, and ended up winning. So that's just turned out great.
So let's actually talk about the round. You shot 2 under 70, with 5 birdies, 3 bogeys, and so you opened up, through you parred 1, birdied 2, bogeyed 3, and parred 4. So through 9, you're 1 under. Are you leaderboard watching at this point, or you just still got your head down, just shot by shot?
Normally I am when I'm starting at top of the leaderboard. But today I was just like, I just play my game. So I didn't look at the leaderboard until maybe later on and back when I was like 2 or 3 under, and I was like one back. It's like, oh, I might have a chance. So and then that was the only time I looked at the leaderboard after that, and I just played, and I played good. I was putting for birdie most of the time, and then I 3-putted 18, and I thought that was that might have got me out of the contention. So we played one, and then we finished and ended up tying for the lead after 18.
So what happened with a 3-putt?
I was trying to make it.
But you really kind of, I mean, that's kind of the mentality.
Yeah.
Your time's running out. You know where you're saying, but
Tried to make it, got a little aggressive on the first putt, and that was probably about 3.5 feet past the hole, and I missed the par putt coming back, and then almost missed the third putt. But I made bogey there, and I know the 18 is a tough hole.
It is.
So anything can happen. So
and so you tied with David Jones. He's from Coastal Georgia Tour, and it was a one-hole playoff. Kind of walk us through the playoff hole.
So I want to toss up for who's gonna go tee off first from Dennis. So I teed off first. I wanted to take the left out of the way because you go left through that.
Right.
So I was right a little bit. I was right rough. I was 160 out, and I was like where the pin was. I didn't want knowing what.
Right. No one was to go with that, but right.
Yeah. So I hit I think 7-iron, and I hit it towards the front of the green, just off the green, and knowing David, he was in trouble, big trouble, and I chipped up to about 3 feet and made the putt far.
That's awesome. And for those people that don't know 18 on here in Point, we're kind of looking at it now. You got water all the way down left side from tee past the green, and it was the green kind of turns a little left into it. So water is still coming into play a little bit even in your approach shot. So that's a tough hole. You really got to be careful, and especially where that pin is placed again today. It's tucked back in there.
And I think that's probably one of the toughest pins they can put the pin on that green.
We should thank Greenskeeper for that. Thank you. Appreciate it.
So
number one, congratulations on this. But right before we started recording this, I found out that you travel and play all over the place. What is it about the tour that you get so excited about traveling and playing every weekend?
I cannot take my golf as a form of therapy for me.
Okay.
And meeting new people, camaraderie. I mean, I played with Dennis for the first time today, and we had a great group today. I mean, we had fun.
Let's put it this way: if you play with Dennis and you don't have fun, it's your fault.
So I mean, we laughed all day. I don't know. That was probably a good thing because it kept us loose, all of us, and all of us didn't play well, but we all had fun. So. And then that and just the competition drives me, and I'm retired now, so I play golf as much as I can. And
that's awesome. Well, Eli, again, congratulations on the win. First regional of the senior season is now done over with. You punch your ticket to national championship, and hopefully we'll see you again down the road.
Thank you.
All right, bye. Take care. All right, we're back at the Plantation Club with the A-Flight winner from Louisiana, Keith Brazil. Keith, congratulations on the win today, bud.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
If there's a model of consistency, it was you. And again, I know we play on Friday and Saturday here at the Senior Icebreaker, but I'm still going to call it the weekend. Yeah, because I can't. I mean, it's just ingrained. But 80 yesterday on
the Atlantic
Dunes, which to me, and I've said before, that's probably the toughest course on the island, for me anyway.
Yeah, and it was really blowing yesterday, pretty heavy. So I mean, it's a tough course. I mean, but all the courses on the island are
They-
tight.
they
and
got
they
something
move
going.
right to left or left to right. You know,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what we threw around yesterday, because again, in 80 on that course, that's a pretty good score. Especially when you look at Champlain yesterday. I think lowest score was 75.
Right.
So that's
Right.
an 80 on that course at distance you guys are playing is a pretty good score.
And we struggle sometimes coming here because of what we're putting on back home, and they're a little bit slower because of the weather and everything else. And the course was immaculate. I mean, it really was. Even though they had the weather that came through last week, the week before, and some rain earlier this week. I mean, they really did. And the people here have treated us. I've been here 4 years maybe now, but they treat us really good.
They really do.
And Dennis does a great job with them getting us here, and the staff here is just very supportive.
AI is incredible. It can teach you how to fry an egg and even write a poem, pirate style. Yarr! But it knows nothing about your work. Slackbot is different. It doesn't just know the facts, it knows your schedule. It can turn a brainstorm into a brief, and it doesn't need to be taught. Because Slackbot isn't just another AI, it's AI that knows your work as well as you do. Visit slack.com/meet Slackbot to learn more.
But anyway, with that being said, I struggled on the greens, which is not unusual,
Right.
but it is unusual yesterday, I had 4 or 5 3-putts, and it wasn't like I'm on the front of the green, the pins is back. I mean, I might be 15 foot, and it just trickles out 6 feet,
Right.
Right. So just a little tough deal sometimes.
So you were ahead by 2. You were paired with John Smiley, Dean Weathers, and Richard Turner. I know Dean really well. He's a great guy. But tell me about the pairing, and especially going head to head with John. I mean, you squeaked it out by, what was it, one stroke?
shot.
One stroke?
Shot. Yeah, one shot.
How was that competition going back and forth all day?
It was good. I don't watch the scorecard until I get down to the last couple holes. Especially a 2-day tournament. I don't look until the last couple holes because, I'm gonna just play. I don't have, the firepower or anything like that I could go for a par 5.
Right.
I got to make a birdie. I just kind of let it. I just play, let what happens. The first hole we get out of the chute, and Richard makes birdie right off the bat, but he was 3 back on me. I think it's starting the day, 3 or 4, whatever it was. And then the next hole I double bogey, and so John Smiley he goes par, and so now he's cut it to 1 or even. I mean, we're tied. And so it kind of kept going back. He kind of was trying to keep me up to where it was. I don't listen very well on that. I mean, I'm just trying to. Now, towards the end, I knew where I was with 3 holes to play, and bogeyed one of them. He parred all of them. I was 2 up and bogeyed 1, and then I went par to finish.
Well, if you look at that group, I mean, at the top 4, you beat John Smiley, like I said, from Coastal Georgia by 1. Graham Tomlinson, you beat him by 2, and that was.
He wasn't in our group.
Wasn't in your group, but Richard Turner was, and you beat him by 3 so you shot 2-day 160. Richard Turner shot 163, and I love when the final group, most of you stay together.
Right.
But that means you're going back and forth for 18 holes. To me, that's just a lot of fun. My buddy Dean from Indianapolis kind of fell off, but that's all right. I mean,
But Dean fell off. He had a couple loose shots off the tee box. But then the second guy is always really good. He'd tee it back up and just stripe it down the middle. And it kind of got away from him early like that. Richard was playing really good. And then he had a couple bad break type on his drives. And, that kind of sent him a little bit in another direction. But then he kind of came back. He kind of steadied himself and came back. And then John hits it a mile. And when he take that driver out and he hits it with a little draw, I think he had like 180 into one of the par 5s, and he didn't birdie it, but he should have. But But that's where and I'm like, I'm hitting 3-wood or driver 3-wood wedge.
Well, let's just talk about this. And this is really important and really for the high handicappers because, okay, he bangs it, you don't.
Right.
But your handicaps are almost the exact same. Your scores are almost the exact same. You have to learn to play to what your strength is. Even if you dink and dunk down the course, if that's your game, that's your game. Don't try and be, especially when you're in a tour, don't come out and try and be something that you're not.
Well, we have triple bogey max. So, when you're down or whatever, you have a chance to go for something. You're just going to get a triple bogey, worst case.
Right.
But at the same time, don't attempt shots that you're not comfortable with, just trying to catch it. And then John at the end he's like, I got a birdie one to catch you and all that. So I thought he was going to start trying to, because he was saying on one of the par fives, I'm going to just go for everything now. Well, and all I'm going to do is, okay, go. Hey, it might pay off, right? But typically it doesn't.
It doesn't, right?
Because you're doing something outside of what you're comfortable with.
Exactly.
And so all of us all of us amateurs, if you would learn a shot or at least eliminate a bad shot, meaning everything goes, I don't want anything to go left, I miss everything right, that's fine. Play it.
Right.
Don't try to now all of a sudden draw one around a corner when that's not your game. Because then what you're going to do is duck hook it out of bounds or whatever. Hit your normal shot. And then, it's just, we're not, as you get older, we're not going to reach par fives. Even though Dennis plays at 6,100 or 5,800 in the B and C, we're just not going to get there a lot. But the ones that do, it's pretty good.
It's pretty good. Well, Keith, congratulations and thanks for spending some time with us. I don't know if you got your trophy yet, but I know.
No, I have not.
That's what everybody's waiting for. Congratulations and I hope to see you soon.
Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you. All right, we're back here with the B-Flight champion. I don't think we've ever interviewed this man before. He's a two-time defending national champion.
One national, 2 senior.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is senior. So we're having a senior moment here.
I have a lot of them. Like with the scoring today.
Hey, don't even worry about it. As long as the scores are right at the end of the day, we're good. So please welcome Michael Anderson from the Cincinnati Dayton Tour again. As you know, he's a two-time defending senior national champion. Won the Golfweek National Championship 2 years ago. And I kind of kidded him as we get ready to do this. He should just be prepared for our normal everyday, just a sit-down conversation. He looked at me like I was nuts. But
because it's not easy.
By the way, thanks for coming down to Hilton Head in February. I don't know if you've been here for this tournament before.
Last year was my first year.
Okay, it's generally really cold. It was pretty cold last year.
No, last year we wore shorts.
Well, the first day it was raining. I remember, and I know I didn't want to do interviews outside the second day. But here we are sitting outside.
Yeah, you were.
I was inside. Yeah. And everybody knows when it comes to cold, I'm a sissy. And I just admit it, Michael. It is what it is.
Hey, we got 3 inches of snow back home on Friday.
We'll just stay here for a few more days. Let your family take care of the shoveling and doing other stuff.
I wish it was possible, but we're leaving tomorrow because I got to go to work at 6 in the morning on Monday.
God bless you. God bless you. Well, let's talk about the good stuff. Let's talk about golf. You shot 88 yesterday on the Atlantic Dunes course. I can't believe I keep wanting to call it American Dunes. That's in Michigan. But Atlantic Dunes. Tell me about yesterday's round.
Yesterday, I actually hit the ball a little bit better. I just putted horrible. It wasn't bad. I had a bunch of good guys. We had a good time, and we all ended up had a bunch of big numbers, and it just did us in.
But that's what Atlantic Dunes does.
Absolutely.
And I've said this here, the third interview today, and I said it every time we talk about that course. To me, that's one of the hardest courses here on the island.
It is.
It really is. And especially, so I hate number 9. I love watching everybody else play number 9. I don't like playing number 9. I like watching people play number 9. But, so in 88, it is what it is. You're only 4 strokes back, so you weren't out of it.
No, I was when I looked at it about 8:30 last night. I was shocked I was that close.
Mm-hmm.
Be honest with you.
But I think scores, for the entire field yesterday, top on champ to deflate. They were no, there's some. But again, the scores were high, top to bottom yesterday, but to me that's normal for that course, right?
Yep.
So you come over here, you're 4 strokes back, and you shot 79 today, low round of the day for B flight.
Really? Didn't even know.
How about that? Awesome. You know, and so that gave you a a one-stroke win over Sean Kraft from Orlando.
Yeah.
He shot 86-82. You won 88-79. So talk about today. I mean, because you made me laugh about your best shots. So so make sure you tell everybody else.
Hey, Rick. Congratulations. Thank you, round.
You would have laughed at me.
You see. Oh.
So my best shots today, I mean, we were making fun of it all day on the course. I was hitting bladed slices. So I was aiming 30 yards left of the green, adding 2.5 to 3 clubs and hitting it. Then it land up and just run up on the green. And then I take my chances putting. That's what it was.
A double bogey 6. I'm thinking, what the hell? You know, and I had looked at the leader. I looked at the leaderboard when we made the turn. I hadn't looked since then. I'm thinking,
Rick, duck in so that they can see. Did they hear? They hear you're on camera, Rick.
Oh, okay.
This is Rick Wigington, Indiana, Western Kentucky, senior tour director. Rick's been with us for forever.
22 years.
22 years.
Yeah.
This is one of the best weathers we've had here.
Awesome. You know,
isn't it?
Beats Indiana.
I'm telling you.
Oh, when you say about it, what you say about Indiana right now? Who's yours?
That's right. They wanted.
That's right. Yeah. No, double bogey to 45. Then I looked at the leaderboard after that, and I think I'm tied for the lead with Anderson. And
exactly. So
what are you doing?
So you walk away with a one-stroke win.
Yes.
You got nationals paid for. So my guess is
I'm gonna try again.
You're gonna give one more shot, right?
Yep, one more.
So what's your plan for playing this year? You gonna play all over the place?
I play the Cincy. I play the Columbus. I even try to go up to Cleveland. I definitely make it out to Indianapolis, and once in a while I make it out to Rick's Tour.
Okay.
And once in a while they still have it. I haven't even looked. I go to Kentucky.
Okay.
Might play a Firestone on the regular one, but yeah, that's what we play.
Well, I don't know which regions I'm gonna be at this year, but if you go out to Firestone and I'm there, I'm sure we're gonna have our normal sit down conversation.
Hard course.
It'll be catching with Michael Anderson Day.
Oh yeah. I'll talk to you no matter where, anywhere. Okay.
Well, congratulations.
I appreciate it.
See you soon.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. Welcome back to the Plantation Club. We've got our Sea Flight champion from the Augusta Tour. I want to say the Atlanta Tour because that's where he started playing with the Golfweek side, but he's with Augusta on the senior side. David Yee from Augusta, Sea Flight champion. David, congratulations, buddy.
Thank you very much.
It's awesome to see you here to begin with. It's really awesome that we get to have a conversation, and you're going to go home a champion, first tournament of the senior season. See? So let's talk about yesterday. You played Atlantic Dunes yesterday. You finished the day 3 strokes back of Greg Eichert. Tell me what your round was like yesterday.
Yesterday, my ball striking was great, but I had probably about 4 or 5 3-putts.
Okay.
And so that made it hard, and I was 3 shots back, like you said, and came back stronger today.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. Stop waiting around for the perfect candidate. Instead, use Indeed sponsored jobs to find the right people with the right skills fast. It's a simple way to make sure your listing is the first candidates see. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs have 4 times more applicants than non-sponsored jobs. So go build your dream team today with Indeed. Get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Well, you were paired with Greg Eichert, Jim Whitehead, and James Smith, and I was kind of watching the scores pretty much all day. I don't generally pull for people, but I do. Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things, right? And one of the things I really enjoyed about the Sea Flight today is the 3 of you, Jim, and Greg, were really kind of battling pretty much all day, but you pulled away, so you were 3 strokes back. Mm-hmm. But you won by 4, so that's a 7-stroke swing. Tell me what that was like today, playing with that group. The 4 leaders and 3 of you finished in the top 3. What was that like from hole 1 to hole 18 today?
Yeah, okay. First hole I birdied, and it was great. But after that, I struggled for the rest of the first 8, 9 holes. But I didn't watch the scoreboard at all. I just focused on my swing, and my swing came around. My driver was down the middle and the back 9 for me, and my putts were going in, and like you said, I just started pulling away from him. So I was really happy about that.
So with one hole to play, actually with 2 holes to play, excuse me, and I could be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. You were only 1 stroke up. Okay.
Didn't know that.
And then
Didn't know that.
with 1 hole to play, you were 3 strokes up. And so I said, okay, because anything can happen, right? I mean, you just never know. And you end up winning by 4, which is, again, a testament to you didn't let off the gas with 1 hole to play. You kept foot on the gas, and you picked up another stroke. So you talk about consistency. You and the B flight. So the B flight guy shot, A flight. No, hold on. The A flight guy shot 80-80.
Did he?
80 yesterday, 80 today. You shot 88 yesterday, 88 today. So consistent. And that just goes to show for, the C and D flights, you don't have to shoot a really good score. Just play your game, do what you do, and things will end up working out for you. Yep. Consistency. That's all that really matters. Well, David, thank you so much for coming. Congratulations. Senior Nationals are taken care of, and hopefully we'll see you down the road.
Thank you very much. I enjoyed it.
All right, fine. Take care of yourself. All right, welcome back to the Plantation Club. We've got our D Flight winner, Butch Novak. He is the tour director of the Columbus Tour. Butch, we talk about you, Chris and I talk about you a lot. You know that. I say, there's only one way.
Good or bad?
Well, it's always good. There's only one way we ever get you on here.
You got me at the director's meeting. You got me a second time now.
See, there we go. But Butch, congratulations, because, you come down here every year.
Yep.
This is your time away from the cold and all that mess, and this is probably the best weather we've had down here in a long time.
I tell you what, we've had terrible weather up north. We haven't seen grass in 30 days, so. But good tournament. Cold, a little cool, but good tournament. I've come in second a couple times, but this is my first win in the regional down here.
How about that?
Yeah, good time.
So you shot 96 yesterday.
Yeah.
How'd it go today?
98, shot 98.
Okay.
Won it in the first playoff hole.
And you were a playoff with David Nieder out of the DC Tour.
That's correct.
And actually David Nieder and I, we go back even further than that. He's actually started playing in the Philadelphia Tour.
Yeah.
And their senior tour, so he comes out and plays in DC.
Well, cool.
So he's been part of the tour for a long, long time.
Well, good.
So today.
Yep.
Walk us through today, and because I was watching the leaderboard, and you two were pretty. I don't know if you all played together.
We did.
So you all were back and forth pretty much all day long.
It was a roller coaster of a round. I'm gonna be honest with you. I got off to kind of a rough start, kind of caught traction, and then about midway through, I don't know. I guess I just lost everything, and then toward the end, the last 4 or 5 holes, I picked back up and actually started swinging it again. We played together. I think the last 7 holes we were back and forth the whole way. The last 3 holes we tied. The last 3 holes all the way in, and then of course we had the playoff.
So walk through the playoff hole.
Well, both of us hit good drives right down the middle. He hit a second shot and didn't hit it well. So I took a chance and just threw it out there and hit it about 140. So I had about 80 yards in, 90 yards in. And he hit his third shot, and it rolled and just kind of rolled off the back of the green into the drink. And I went, well, I won't be swinging at this pin. So I threw it on the front of the green and two-putted it, and obviously it worked out well for me.
And that was hole 18?
Yeah, well, we were on hole 18.
So Champ Flight also did a playoff on hole 18, and that's a tough hole to begin with. I mean, you got water all along the left-hand side, and then it's even kind of tucked by the green as well. So
it's around the green. It's about 270 degrees around the green. So obviously, I mean, and the way the greens are rolling right now, obviously they're pretty much dormant. So they were pretty quick. And the bottom line is, I took a chance, and when he went in the water, I said, well, we're not going at this pin.
Well, so before we let you go, give us a plug for your Columbus Tours. What do you got going on up there this year?
We have an amazing lineup, obviously, on the regular tour. Senior Tour, I got a couple events left, but Senior Tour is shaping up well. We have a fantastic. The first 5, 6 tracks are amazing. we start off on NCR Country Club, then we go from there to Springfield Country Club. We leave Springfield Country Club, we go to New Albany. We go to Firestone for the regional up there at Firestone Saturday and Sunday, and the first and second, and then go right to New Albany Country Club. So, if you haven't played any of these tracks, obviously, come play with us. If not, if you get a chance, come up and see us. Firestone is a dream to play. If you haven't played it, put it in your bucket list and put it on the schedule, because I tell you what, you won't go home, disapproved whatsoever. It's a great track.
That's awesome, and I'm hoping to be able to get up there. I was really pissed off I wasn't up there last year. But I say that on camera. I may have to cut that part out, but it had a family obligation.
Oh, sure.
When that happens, you do what you got to do.
We all know families first, brother.
Exactly. Well, Butch, congratulations, bud.
Thanks,
Very happy for you. We'll see you soon.
All right, buddy. Thanks. Bye.
Let's take a break from the show to hear about Srixon's ZX Mark II drivers.
ZX Mark II drivers are for major players, major winners, major power. All new ZX Mark II drivers, only from Srixon.
All right, Chris. Again, I really enjoyed the seniors. They've got a little bit different vibe than the Golf Week players, even though some of them are the same guys. It just seems a little bit more. I wouldn't say. Let's just say a little bit more relaxed.
Right. That was what I was thinking. Chilled. Like
Yeah.
They go, they play golf. They don't care how the result is. They just want to go out there. They've been playing it for so long, and then they have a good time in the clubhouse.
Yeah. So it was fun, and again, getting to see some of the guys. Oh man, that even some tour. Oh, with Butch Novak, winning the deflate, I told him, I said, this is the only way we ever get you, man, because you always duck us. Every time I call, get you on, you always duck us. You don't want to do it. This, that, and the other thing. So that was fun too. But what I was thinking is, seeing some of the tour directors, the senior tour directors that were there. I just enjoy that event because again, it's actually a Friday, Saturday. It's not a Saturday, Sunday. It's always the weekend of the Super Bowl, and it's just it's a good event. Weather was great. It's laid back, so looking forward to it next year as well.
Yeah, those events. When I used to run the senior tour, those after round they were fun, and even though I am not a senior yet, they embrace whoever's there. And that's the cool thing. No, regardless of who it is, whether you're a senior or not, they want to hang out. They want to talk stories, back in my day type things, and it's always a good time.
It is. And so you're now in Myrtle Beach. You flew in a couple days ago.
Yep.
Been playing weather.
Weather's been on and off. We'll get some rain showers. It seems like it's El Paso rain showers because they'll come for 5 minutes and then go away. Except for that one that I mentioned at the opening of the show with this big monsoon that came out of nowhere. We literally drove behind a tree and then still had to hide behind the tree trunk to hopefully not get destroyed by rain. But it was just a scene out of a movie where you just see this big fog coming at you.
Yeah.
And you just hear this, just downpour of rain. You don't know what it is until it's too late. Usually when it's going to rain, it starts sprinkling on you and okay, it's going to rain. No, this thing hits you like a ton of bricks. And Billy had a birdie putt. So he took his putt and lipped it out, and I picked up my ball. So I'm going for triple, and I just walked to the cart.
So was that for money or we would just keep
No.
them or what?
No, we were just trying to use these 2 rounds to get our yardages in, kind of game plan on how we want our routine, talk about putts, just confirm each other's shots. Because, this one's a little interesting because it's a team event. Obviously, you still got to play your own ball. But, keep each other encouraged, whether one's out of the hole already or not. we got to keep the other guy encouraged, because at the end of the day, if he can't bring in a par or save for bogey, if we start adding up these scores, we're not gonna have a chance on Sunday.
Yeah. So what time do you guys tee off tomorrow?
Tomorrow we tee off at 8:28, I believe, off hole 10 at the Love course. Love course.
So you guys got to get around pretty good, because the rain chances pick up at noon.
We've been seeing noon. We've been seeing 1, 2. I mean, depending on what app you use. It hasn't been accurate. Everything's been changing. But again, on Thursday, today's Friday, Thursday, we played around and we would get rain here and there, which I just kept saying it's going to get us ready for the weekend.
Well, Sunday, again, you got, my guess, your early tee time Sunday too?
We don't know yet. We won't know until we see how it goes Saturday, but I would like to have a later tee time. That means we're in the lead.
Well, so the wind's going to pick up in the afternoon.
Right.
So it goes from like 7 miles an hour at 9 to 21 miles an hour at 2. And if you guys
when I begin the last group.
See, that's what I'm saying. So you got just I'm just saying.
We got to play it smart. We'll be top middle of the pack and
top middle of the pack. Here we go.
We have a good yeah. We have a good tee time on Sunday, and then we hope that it messes with everybody else and get behind us.
Yeah, don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody, because they're probably not looking at the weather either, so they're good.
Well, they won't see this till after the tournament. So now, if we do end up winning, they'll be like, "Wow, that's what you thought of us." Okay.
Yeah.
So you have the right game plan, I guess.
Played it smart. That's awesome. Well, so you've got really busy couple weeks. You've got this tournament in Myrtle Beach. You're gonna fly home. You got one next weekend, and then you're back out to Orlando the following week. So
I'm collecting the flyer miles these 2 weeks. That's for sure.
That's all right.
Not complaining.
You get to go to Disney World, and we'll talk to you before that. But I'm interested to hear your thoughts on this event. It's a little bit different event. And I know you're there with Billy, and do me a favor, give him our best wishes and congratulations. I know he and his wife get ready to have a baby. So this could be one of the last times we see him for a while.
He says no, but I have a feeling, after having two, that it's gonna be a little while. Yeah, I might have to go down there and then see him and play. Take him out to go play La Quintas or something. But no, they're excited. He has not stopped talking about the little one coming. He's gotten some good reports from the doctor, so everything looks good. We can't wait. I know my wife's excited to meet the baby. So it's always nice, man. It's always nice, and we talk about it all the time. This tour, you become a little family with your tour, and your members, but then you have your extended family that you meet at regionals and
right,
nationals. I can't wait to see Chris. Joe Jaspers is out here. Dennis is out here. The guys that we've had on the show in the past, all their names are out here. Yeah. So I can't wait to say hi. See how they're doing, and then I think the way I saw the tee sheets, the champ groups are going last out of everybody. So be able to hang out a little bit and kind of see them come in and see how that goes. I mean, it's always nice to see champ guys just hit a golf ball.
Yeah, it is. It really is. So,
and if the weather is what the weather is, see how they adjust to that, which is going to be nice.
Yeah. Have you seen anybody since you've been there?
No, not yet. I know they had a skin game today, but kind of resting the body. I was a little tired after today's round, so just laid back. Drink a lot of water, get those legs back under me. That was the day before. Maybe that's why I was a little tired today. Okay, we don't talk about
Could
things
be.
like that.
I'm not going to talk about that. Just curious.
Yeah, there's a little tequila in there.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do. Right?
I have to train my body because if I see Dennis this weekend, I can't culture shock my liver anymore. I have to give it a little head start.
Well, here's the thing, though, right? I mean, you're going to be there, then you're going to go home and then go to Orlando. You can't, you have to be able to do that stuff at Orlando.
Oh, it'll happen. I'm not worried about that.
All right. Hey, I'm just trying to help you.
I know.
Try to keep you out of hell.
I've been game planning this for a while now.
Well, now you just gave yourself up.
Yeah. I'll just tell my wife that there's no episode this week. We missed it. I was out of town. We missed it. We couldn't record.
Oh, listen to that one. Oh my goodness. Oh my. All right, my friend. You get yourself some rest. You got an early morning. Get my best to Billy, and we'll talk to you next week.
Yes, sir. Be safe,
buddy. Bye bye.